Draymond Green bluntly criticizes Warriors after loss to Timberwolves. The Golden State Warriors' chances of making it to the NBA postseason are dwindling by the day. On Sunday night, they faced the Minnesota Timberwolves and were defeated 114-110, dropping their record to 36-34. They are now 2.5 games behind the 9th-seeded Los Angeles Lakers, who secured a critical win against the Indiana Pacers to create some breathing room. Los Angeles is now as close to the 8th-seeded Dallas Mavericks as they are to the Warriors. After the game, Draymond Green had some intriguing words to share during his post-game conference. He criticized his team for having some bad habits on the court that are costing them games. Their level of communication is also not where Green would like it to be. Green was also asked about the Houston Rockets' growth, who have won 8 consecutive games. Not surprisingly, Green wasn't interested in discussing the Rockets as he is focused on matters with his own Warriors. Although Green doesn't want to talk about Houston, Golden State should pay attention to them. Their recent surge has brought them within striking distance of the Warriors for the final spot in the NBA play-in tournament in the Western Conference. Now at 35-35, the Rockets are just one game behind the Warriors. The showdown on April 4th in Houston will be massive. It could very well determine who secures a spot in the play-in tournament with a chance to make it to the NBA playoffs. There is certainly pressure on the Warriors to at least secure a play-in tournament berth, as missing out on that and the postseason would be a brutal outcome. Frustrations are mounting, evident from Green's comments, as Stephen Curry also criticized coach Steve Kerr and how he managed his minutes on Sunday night. Steve Kerr's bizarre reasoning for cutting Stephen Curry's minutes. The NBA's 2023-24 regular season hasn't gone as planned for the Golden State Warriors. Instead of being Western Conference contenders, they're at risk of missing the postseason entirely. After losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday night, the Warriors are just one game ahead of the Houston Rockets for the final spot in the NBA play-in tournament in the Western Conference. Failing even to secure a postseason spot would be a catastrophic failure for the franchise. There's immense pressure for the Warriors to elevate their game, but Sunday didn't show any signs of them being capable of reaching that goal. Especially if coach Steve Kerr makes the bizarre decision to limit and monitor the minutes of superstar Stephen Curry. Inexplicably, Curry played only 29:51 on Sunday, with the Warriors scoring +6 in those minutes in the 114-110 loss. The limited minutes didn't sit well with Curry, as he took some shots at his coach after the game for how he managed the rotation. Speaking after the game, Kerr defended the decision he made, but the rationale behind the moves was bizarre. "We're trying to keep them around 30, Kerr said about Curry's minutes. "Trying to get him as much rest as we can. We played him a lot of minutes, played 35 with him 2 days ago. So, as long as we were hanging in there, we wanted to limit his minutes a little bit. Not overdo it." In must-win situations, as games are now as crucial for the Warriors, Kerr decides he needs to limit his best players' playing time. This is exactly the opposite of how things usually work, as this would be the time of the season when players push their players a bit more to get help down the stretch. Kerr continued, saying he doesn't believe Curry playing a few minutes less against the Timberwolves made the difference in the game. "We've put the burden of this franchise on his shoulders for 15 years. We can't expect him to play 35 minutes. We have 5 games in 7 days on this trip. If you want to say him playing 30 minutes instead of 32 was the difference between a win and a loss, I totally disagree. We're trying to win the game and also trying to keep him fresh." Why is Kerr looking to keep Curry fresh? Start games in the summer or on vacation at the end of April, because the Warriors tend to miss the postseason and start the offseason earlier than anyone would like. He may not believe it, but Curry playing 2 minutes against Minnesota could certainly have changed the outcome of that game. Inserting him into the game with the team down by 2 or 4 instead of 8 could have certainly altered the final result. "We have Chris Paul out there," Kerr said. "We have Clay, we have Draymond. We have great players out there. We can't just rely on Steph game after game. These past few weeks have been very tough. Curry is healthy, willing, and able to contribute and help the team win games. He desperately wants to win and is willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. Kerr mentioned the other players the team can rely on, but they've proven throughout the 2023-24 NBA season that they're not as successful without Curry in the mix. It's organizational negligence not to have Curry on the court as much as he says he can handle, with games being as important as they are. Kerr isn't putting the team in the best position by cutting Curry's minutes while watching his team's advantage disappear. Thank you for following the latest Warriors news with us. We hope you enjoyed the updates, insights, and highlights we shared. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive the latest updates on the most exciting team in the NBA. Until next time, let's continue rooting together for the Warriors' success.